All right, I'm here at a Best Western in Albert Lee, Minnesota on the last night of the Sturgis trip with five other guys, six including myself. I apparently can't count anymore after, 8 days on the road. But Andrew, why don't you go ahead and hit the music and we'll take this episode away.
Loosen up your ties and roll up your sleeves. It's time for Fellowship with Matt and Andrew. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Grand Lodge of Wisconsin or any other Grand Lodge or any appended body.
All right, so I will let my five guests introduce themselves. This should be interesting. I've never had five guests on the podcast at one time. We've done multiple of that, but we'll just go around the horn here. Introduce yourself, what lodge you're from, and if you're a past master.
I'm Ethan from Lake 189.
Tom Kelly from Kinley Lodge 307, past master.
I'm Chris Acker from Union Grove 288, past master, current secretary treasurer, and road captain for Low 12.
Woohoo! Jason, Lake Lodge 189, new master mason.
Jeff Teeley, past master, current master of Lake Lodge number 189, and vice president of our Low 12 Masonic group.
And you guys all know me, and I have the unfortunate responsibility of being president of this motley crew.
Bravo!
Good job.
All right, so as I alluded to in the opening, we're on our way back from Sturgis here, and figured I'd grab these guys for a few minutes and talk a little bit about the trip, trials, tribulations. Thank you. Yep. Good times, everything else. I think I want to kick it off with the fact that Freemasonry is a brotherhood born in shared experiences, right? Our first 3 degrees that we go through is a giant shared experience, and that's what kind of helps melt the ice between all of us to allow us to become close. And I think of these like long motorcycle trips, especially like this, as the continuation of those shared experiences. And now there's a group of 7 of us with Mike Patino, who unfortunately wasn't able to join us on the way back because he's spending some time with family out there. It helps form almost a brotherhood within a brotherhood and bring us even closer together. Anybody got any thoughts on that?
Well, as everybody heard, we're from several different lodges, but yet we're still another group, separate from our lodges. Our Low 12 group is a diverse amount of people, all doing the same thing. And like you said, the sharing in the experience.
It's the sharing, the caring, and the camaraderie. That's what it is. It has been, just since the beginning of this organization until where we're at today, planning these trips out and pulling brothers together, going out and enjoying just everything. It's not just the destinations. You're riding with your brothers. That's what brings it to the...
Right, and then experiences like Hideaway Drive that just give us a shared experience of semi-awfulness, but fun at the same time.
That's what you get for putting your lives in my hands.
As we went up...
fun after the fact.
Right, fun after the fact, fun to talk about now, after we did, 3.5 miles on an unmaintained mud and rock road.
Oh my goodness.
While we were climbing uphill, up a mountain.
Both ways.
Right. That certainly was one that I feel like definitely, I was really proud of you guys and myself for all of us making it up that damn thing without anybody falling or hurting themselves or hurting their motorcycle.
Or a busted oil pan.
Right.
Or stopping.
Or stopping,
right?
Yeah. We just trucked it right up that thing, and I honestly, I'm not going to lie, I think I felt closer to all of you instantly after that experience.
Right?
Because we all now had a shared experience of, oh shit.
Fear factor to the 7th level.
What are we going to do here? And is this the road we have to take every day?
Right.
Multiple times a day.
Multiple times a day. Uphill and downhill.
Oh my God.
Downhill, I think we would have lost somebody.
Downhill would have been way harder for sure, But I think that experience was valuable. We all came out of it better riders, and learned something from that experience for sure that we can take away, which, you know, is also something that, you know, Masonry teaches us to, you know, try to get better at everything.
Yeah,
We're all better riders.
Well, we became masters of the off-road, 100-pound bikes.
Right, right.
Masters of gravel.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
All of us on
some.
baggers, except for Ethan, who just loved it on his Sportster.
Perfectly stiff suspension, made specifically for off-road.
Also about 300 pounds lighter than the rest of us.
Yeah, so
How'd you do in that wind today, Ethan? On your Sportster?
He was
Not
almost,
bad.
He was almost sideways at some point.
Oh, yeah.
45-degree angle.
That was,
definitely got some wear on my
And
side.
there was no embankment. It was on a straight path.
you
It
know,
really was.
we hit Hideaway Drive on our second day of the trip, and we hit wind on our second to last day of the trip, like crazy wind coming across the South
Brutal.
Dakota
I would
plains
say,
on I-9.
would you all agree, brutal?
Brutal.
It was,
Yeah.
Mother Nature was brutal.
I noticed when we all changed lanes to the left lane, everybody stayed to the right side of the left lane. My fear was blowing off into the median.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was a horse apiece, right? Like, because if you stayed far enough one way, the wind might take you that way. But then if you stayed the other way and tried overcorrecting for the wind and it let up,
Yep.
you would go that way.
Especially going through those little bridges.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like it would
The wind
push
would
you
go
from the
backwards.
right, and then as soon as you cleared it, it'd come back from the other side. I was like,
crosswind.
what is this?
What really sucked was going around vehicles towing trailers and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
You didn't even have to try to turn lanes.
Oh,
You
No,
just let
it
the
just
wind
sucked
take
you
it.
in.
Yeah, the washout was terrible.
that was terrible.
So we definitely had a couple of trials outside of our mechanical breakdowns, but I would like to find out what everybody's favorite ride / part of the trip was.
Well, like I said before, I enjoyed zipping through Deadwood and Sturgis. It was just a long, fast, flowing, up and down road. Almost like a moving bike show at the same time. So many bikes coming the other opposite way. But also after the fact, I really enjoyed Hideaway Road. Looking back at it.
Surviving highway road.
I like Spearfish Canyon.
Yeah.
That was the scenery. You're just so low in the valley, and it's like right next to you. You can almost touch it driving by.
Right.
It was. I like that.
I can't believe with all those trees how much sun got today. It was hot.
It was.
It was really hot going through Spearfish.
Yeah, you
Also
don't-
one of my favorites as well.
You don't get a lot of air movement down in that
Yeah.
valley.
I still have to think that Needles and Iron Mountain are probably my two favorites. I like Spearfish because it's beautiful and you can stop and see things, and it's a nice smooth ride. But you know, they lower all the speed limits for all the bikes.
Right.
But I think that Needles and Iron Mountain are very trying, and it really makes you practice.
Yep.
And on
But
top
iron-
of that, we did it in the rain.
And we did
Yeah.
it in the
Doing
rain.
it in the
Pouring
Needles
rain.
in the rain,
After
for
somebody
sure.
crashed and went off a cliff.
But
Yeah.
I like Iron Mountain Road. It's kind of the tail of the dragon in South Dakota. Lots of
It was a nasty
switchbacks
dragon
and
that day.
My favorite,
pigtails and stuff.
And you get
Yeah.
to see Mount Rushmore through the tunnels.
right?
That was nice.
My favorite part of Iron Mountain Road is probably those pigtails where you end up going 270 degrees around
agreed.
downhill. Those are great.
And the
then-
tunnels.
Yeah, the tunnels are nice. I do like the fact too that like most of your switchbacks and stuff on Iron Mountain Road are banked slightly, make it an easier turn.
I think it would have been much more enjoyable had it not been downpouring and raining, because some of those turns, when it's dry, were a little sketchy.
Right.
Well, they were like slow to 15 miles an hour U-turn. The next one, slow to 10 miles an hour U-turn. Slow to 5 miles an hour. I'm like,
yeah.
like, what did I get myself into?
Those switchbacks, man, they can get fun. Chris and I have plenty of experience on those from doing the Dragon's Tail multiple times now. Jeff's been down there and done it with us once, yeah.
And Devil's Triangle.
Devil's Triangle, yeah, that's another one that gets you ready for this. But mountain riding certainly brings different aspects to it. I always do like the Custer Wildlife Loop too.
Yeah, it would have been better if we would have saw more animals. But
It wasn't
Right.
raining.
The pronghorns were out though.
And the donkeys were right up to the road.
Donkeys
We
were
did see a
awesome.
few bison herds from
Way
way
in the
afar.
distance, yeah.
we did get to see some. It just they weren't chasing
In the
us
road,
down like
yeah.
you see on the YouTube.
One of the times I was out here in Sturgis, they were all in the road, and it's kind of a nerve-wracking experience.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you think about it, who's the smart ones? We were out there on motorcycles in a rainstorm, and the buffalo were out there laying down, way far away from the road. So who's the idiots and who's not? Right?
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh. Then of course, we stayed at an amazing cabin at like 6,000 foot elevation.
Yep.
Good find on that one, Chris.
Good job,
It was
Chris.
great. The roads were great getting to that cabin.
Yeah.
No
The
problem.
maintained gravel roads were good.
Yeah.
I personally thought we should have left the way we came in.
You've been the only one.
Yeah.
The GPS wanted us to go that way.
One more time, just to say we did it both ways.
Yeah.
How about no?
Once is good for me.
Yeah.
It was bad enough coming back and having that fear factor set in, trying to make it up to get to the cabin. For me, plowing.
Oh yeah, Tommy's trench.
Until the last day. It finally took you 7 days to master it, Tommy.
That's all right. The bike never went down.
Must be one of your 7 liberal arts and sciences. Like the 7 days to master.
It's the hidden one. Tommy's trench master.
You know what? No. Tommy just needed to employ more geometry.
Yeah,
He would have been
yeah,
able to
there
not
you
plow
go.
his way through Tommy's trench.
I was just following you guys, and for some reason, my bike had a different idea. I'm going to go this way instead. Yeah, that trench, that's going to be a nightmare.
Just 4 inches
PTSD
over.
type, huh?
4 inches over, and your bike did its own thing. If you
Oh, yeah.
stayed 4 inches to the right, you could control it. 4 inches to the left,
See?
it just did what it wanted to do.
Yeah.
Going up that driveway, that last bit of gravel, if you weren't like right in a good path, it was just
Oh, I
taking
know.
you into a trench.
I was saying to Chris the one night when we came back in the dark, I was like, "Did you see my headlight coming up that driveway?" He's like, "No." I was like, "It was bouncing." Like, so I was just barreling up the thing and just watched my headlight dance all over the place.
All right. Well, the good thing is, nailed it last night. In great form, and I got to put that to rest. So
Right.
It's still my trench. I'm going to own it.
I would say my favorite new ride out here that I hadn't done yet was Vanacker Canyon. Right until my brakes went out on the last hill going down. Well,
are
just my
highly
rear
overrated.
brakes. But
Yeah.
that was a little freaky running down a mountain road. Going,
At a
I don't have
10%.
back.
Yeah, I think
At
that was a
10%
10% grade
10% grade, and
With,
I don't have any rear brakes.
with S turns in it.
Vanacker was very nice with all the scenery around.
You should have told me you had no rear brakes. I would have fell behind you.
No,
I didn't want to be your stop.
you're bigger than me. You'd be able to stop me.
Yeah, you are the stop.
Insurance would have fixed your bike. It's fine.
The ride to Wyoming, once we got into Wyoming, was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had never
Going
gone
out
to
to Devil's
Devil's Tower, the route that you picked, Chris. That was really nice.
That was a great route. Then we
I've
got-
never been there, Devil's Tower, but seeing mountain climbers, I'm like,
Oh yeah. I didn't even know they let people climb.
I
it,
wouldn't think
honestly.
they would.
So
It's a national monument.
And you don't realize how
Yeah.
big it is until you look and you see them, and they look like little ants crawling up
Yeah.
Devil's
Oh,
Tower.
yeah,
These
right.
are-
Yeah.
that was awesome. And then of course we got lucky. Who was the one that spearheaded saying we should go in there when the cigar shop was in first floor at Deadwood Lodge?
yeah.
You were like, we should go. You were the one that said we should go in there.
We walked by it, and I saw the doors open. I said, "We got to stop in there."
And then we ended up, through Jeff's wherewithal of asking a couple of questions, getting introduced to the former mayor of Deadwood, who then gave us a private tour of the lodge. With
Who
his
was
brother.
a brother?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that
Dave-
goes without
Dave
saying
Ruth,
if he
right?
gave
David
us
Ruth?
a tour of the lodge.
David Ruth was his name.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe that was his name, yes. He gave us a tour of the lodge, a lot of history of South Dakota Freemasonry.
Yeah.
That was an impressive building.
That was a treat. You know, this is my third rally, and you know we always walk by there and you see the lodge, but I think that was a treat. We got a private tour of that entire building.
And that
was-
awesome elevator.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't rushed. There's so much explanation going into this part of the building, that
Yeah.
part of the building.
He
All the
actually
history
enjoyed
behind it.
giving us a tour, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I think
really
he did.
enjoyed it.
I think he did.
100%.
And taking us up the oldest elevator in the Black Hills.
Mhm.
1902 was what the nameplate
Yep.
had on it. Yeah.
Otis.
You know, all those old backdrops that they still have to yank down by rope and stuff for in the auditorium.
And the electrical system.
Oh, the old electrical system for all the lights. Yeah,
I'd be
that
afraid
was
to touch that.
that was awesome. You know, and then we encountered a bunch of Masons in the wild. That
Yep.
was,
Yep.
That was awesome.
Everywhere I went, there was somebody that seemed to.
Yeah, it almost seemed like that. Like everywhere we stopped, we bumped into at least one
Yep.
who would say something because we all had, you know, our logos got the square and compass on it. So.
Yeah.
All three of us had lunch with Tony from California,
Oh, yeah.
who hasn't been to the lodge in a while. Trying to convince him he needs to go.
Right on.
Yeah, and then pancake breakfast at Sturgis Lodge.
Olive Branch
Olive
number
Branch.
47 in Sturgis. Yeah.
For me, that was a cool one because when we were at Deadwood and they talked about finding that De Malay tapestry, but he
Yeah.
couldn't show it to us, seeing an actual picture of that, you know,
Yeah.
you know, having both my kids been so heavily involved in De Malay, being able to take a picture of the first De Malay International Conclave held in Deadwood, I mean, that was pretty cool. So I sent that picture to Ryan and Sam.
Right on. I'm sure they appreciated that.
Oh yeah.
It was really cool, and the hospitality that we experienced both at Deadwood Lodge and at Olive Branch was just phenomenal. You know, they were very informative in both places. Taught us a lot about things like South Dakota and their weird numbering system, thanks to the
Yeah.
fact that
The Dakotas got
the-
merged.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Dakotas were the Grand Lodge, and then it split off to North Dakota and South Dakota. And North Dakota renumbered their lodges starting with number 1, but South Dakota just kept whatever number they had. And since half the lodges went one way and half the lodges went the other, their numbers are just all over the damn place. So that was fun. Jason, you're the newest Master Mason at the table, so I'm going to put you on the spot. What would you say this trip, how would you say this trip has affected your Masonic experience thus far?
Well, you definitely get a sense of togetherness, brotherly togetherness. Everybody stuck together. Everybody was cool with each other. Everybody looked out for each other. Everybody being at different skill levels kind of kept everybody, improved people, you know, where they needed to improve, and it was good watching it.
I think you get a sense too of just how extensive and how fraternal the fraternity really is. I mean, all of the brothers we met out there, whether we came up to them or they came up to us, I mean, that's something that we've experienced because we've been around a while, but that had to have been something pretty cool. Just knowing that you can go to state to state to state and find a lodge or find some brothers, and you've got somebody there that you can love and trust.
Just at gas stations, you know, people come up and, oh, you're a brother? I'm from Michigan, one guy. You know, I'm just like, wow, this is pretty far reaching, you know. You don't realize it, you know, being new, I'm just going to the one lodge that's what I'm kind of used to, our area, and then all of a sudden it's like you're meeting people from all over the country. You know?
Right.
Finally, it only took you 14 years to join.
And I bet you would say you wish you had joined 14 years ago.
Yeah, I should have.
Just say it once. Just say it once. Jeff was, I'm sorry.
Just remember, this
Jeff
is
was
being
right.
recorded.
That's right.
So he'll be able to play it back. Ethan, you've been around for a couple of years. 3 now?
In low 12 or
No,
Mason?
as a Master Mason.
Raised, I believe, 3 now, yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know how much traveling you do out of state, like on a regular basis, outside of like stuff like this or
Right.
whatever. How was that for you to just have random brothers coming up to us and saying hi and stuff?
I think Jeff was right. It really opens your eyes just to see how many brothers you actually recognize outside of your own lodge and outside of your own state. It's one thing to travel within just your own district, which is really the extent of what I've done so far, but just to wear the square and compass outside of your state and just have brothers walk up to you and say, hey, nice to meet you from here, good to see you, you know. So that's really great to see that you can just have so much camaraderie almost out of nowhere, really.
Yep.
That's what I've always said is one of the coolest things about being a Freemason is instantly have something to talk about. You know,
Yeah.
where are you from? What do you do? How long you been a Mason? All that kind of stuff is just instant, easy conversation.
Yeah.
And how old was your grandmother when she died?
That was a new one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that I knew that one and you guys
Yes.
did it.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
think we all
got caught by that one.
Yeah, and I was
We'll
only
never
one
forget
of
it.
7 that knew it, right?
Yeah.
You learn something new Masonically every day.
Yep.
Well, you first premise this by saying, I've got a Masonic question for you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key. That's got to come out first.
Yeah, I've had it asked to me without that preface, though. And I think that was the first time somebody asked me, and I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And then they explained it. But,
That was really cool to learn something new.
yeah, for sure. I think one of the things I appreciated the most about this trip was like how much everybody like pitched in to get like everything done too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Jeff and Chris had done most of the planning, but then once we were out here, you know, and they had led the whole time. Once we were out here and at the cabin, everybody was pitching in with cleaning up and, you know, and helping cook the meals.
It almost felt like regular stated, where the person who was supposed to cook cooked, the people who needed cleaned up, and so on and so forth.
No, it was perfect. To me, it was, in my eyes, it was flawless. It was just, brothers coming together. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? You do this, you do that, whatever like that. And there was no hesitation. Everybody just took control, of their designated task.
Yeah, no, it was awesome to see. It is kind of crazy how much I would agree with you. It kind of fell into that like lodge feeling of like we all know what we need to do, so you do what you're supposed to do, you do what you're supposed to do, and it was like a well-oiled machine. Even though
we cleaned up quick, efficiently, and we were able to still relax at the end of the night.
Right.
Yeah. Play some cribbage.
Right. Yeah. Let's not talk about cribbage.
Well, let's. We can talk about cribbage and how Chris deals from the middle and bottom of the deck.
And how
Whatever it takes.
Whatever
and how
it takes.
Matt skunked Jeff this weekend.
Yeah, first time in how many years?
Yeah, first time
I don't know,
ever, but I still skunked you.
I witnessed it with my own eyes, not knowing nothing
Bad
about cribbage. It was amazing.
Bad cards. That's all there is to it.
Oh boy, whose deck was it?
Chris's deck, of course, it was.
Was that your deck of cards?
It was.
Those were some funky looking cards. I like that.
I couldn't even get any luck out of it. It was my board. I couldn't get any luck out of my board.
Hey, I have a common cribbage question, and listeners can pop in and answer this as well when they hear the episode. If somebody tries to muggins you and they're wrong, you should get whatever they tried to muggins you for, right? Point-wise? Because I feel like that should be a thing.
I've never heard that before.
You can't because you're taking points then that you didn't earn.
Matt's trying to make up a rule.
Yeah.
Improve his skill.
I am trying to make a rule because you tried to muggins me for something that I did not miss.
Yeah, because
it
the cards were hard to read. I thought I had you missed knobs like you always do. You always miss knobs, and I goofed that up. So. Not afraid to say I made a mistake.
A mulligan.
It's not a mulligan, John. That's golf.
That's Irish.
All in all, a good trip. I'm glad we only have like 300-ish miles to go home tomorrow, though.
Yeah.
I miss my daughter.
Went through all that work so we can watch one movie.
Oh my God. The movie was perfect.
Well, and
Samson accounts and Fandango accounts.
not only did we watch Wild Hogs, which was totally appropriate, we all tried to figure out who would be what character from that movie.
Hi, Dudley.
Tommy Dudley.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't drop my bike.
It's true. It's true. You did it. You did it.
But I can see how you would think that you could portray me. Just saying. I've heard rumors.
All right, well, before this goes too far down the rabbit hole, and Andrew's going to have enough fun editing this as it is, I do have one question because we have a past master that's never been on the show before, Tommy. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you the question. What would be your piece of advice as a past master to a soon-to-be worshipful master or current sitting worshipful master?
First of all, always stay engaged. Always know your program. Put your program first and foremost, and make sure your officers understand the direction you want to take the lodge. With that being said, delegation is very important. What's even more important, the follow-up. When you trust your officers, we trust when we check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's not a dig against anybody, but you know, it's your year to shine. You know, when you're in the East, and if you don't stay fully engaged, your program's going to fail. And this is where we would lose potential future Master Masons. You know, we don't want them coming to a stated meeting and just listen to business. That's one side of it. We need to stay fully engaged, invite them out, do like what we're doing here, you know, on these traveling trips and whatnot. But communication's key.
Excellent. I like it. That's a good piece of advice. A little bit new compared to some of the stuff we've heard otherwise. I like it. It's good. I like having original answers. So we're going to wrap it up there. We're going to get back to enjoying a...
Why? We just all made another cocktail. We can
well, you want to keep...
We just refuel.
You want to keep going? What do you want to talk about then? Let's go.
I don't know. On the spot.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought.
We can talk about other places we went. Full Throttle was phenomenal.
Yep, Full Throttle Saloon was definitely a must-see if you're going to go out there.
Hey, was there any like bike washing and detailing places out there?
No, there was none. There was none.
I saw a couple, but I
none that we
decided to
really
keep my bike dirty.
Yeah, me too.
I like the battle scars.
Right.
But you know, Full Throttle, as they were saying, as a machinist myself, I thought Full Throttle was one of the coolest things. I work on CNC machines right now, and it's just neat seeing the history of all the different machines they had in there.
Old school stuff that you have to do by hand and not program.
Which I've done before.
Yep.
But they have a sign in the bar saying this bar is dedicated to all the men and women who built this country. And that's why they have all the machines, all the machinery in there, all the different backdrops with the gears and whatnot. So for me, it was just super cool place to be.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to see all that equipment.
Yeah, Full Throttle's just a fun place, like, in general. The vibe there is cool, like, everybody's just there to chill. They bring in all the industrial aspect to it, and it's just a cool place.
Then there was Boar's Nest.
Boar's Nest, that place
Nest.
was awesome.
That was a very cool place.
Yeah, with the creek running by right down there.
Tables and chairs, you can sit in the creek.
Sit right in the creek, yeah.
And certainly a new way for me to have ever parked my motorcycle on the side of a highway with a 6-inch drop between where the back tire and the front tire were, and
that was
throwing the
interesting.
kickstand.
If anybody from the Boar's Nest ever hears this, stop closing at 8:30.
Right, yeah.
Who closes
On
a
a
bar
Saturday-
at 8:30
Saturday
at
night.
night?
You know,
During Sturgis week.
During the busiest week of the year.
after we had a park like that on the side of the highway, I'm wondering if that's more like some city stuff, because they don't want all those bikes lining the highway at 8:30 at night or
I don't
9
know.
o'clock
That's
at
the
night.
way it is everywhere else. Though.
Yeah, but it's different on a curve going up a mountain. Like,
And then that bar, I don't remember the name of the bar in Spearfish. That place is really cool, really good food.
Beautiful.
Oh, that
yeah,
patio.
where we had lunch.
Last Stitch?
Last Stitch, yeah.
Last Stitch.
Yeah, that was good.
Sitting over, looking over the canyon.
Yep.
Good
Yeah, that
lunch
was-
there.
Yeah, the
Pretty
backdrop
cool.
there was phenomenal.
We have a picture with the backdrop.
Yep.
Yep.
Right outside where we ate, the tops of trees are sitting.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You look out and you're like, wait, that's not grass.
Where else did we stop at? Buffalo Chip was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tip was pretty disappointing.
What do you guys think about the dealership, though, with all the vendors?
That was huge. I'd never seen a dealership so huge.
Rapid City.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and
that
a
was
parking lot so
crazy.
big.
I mean, the dealership itself was
Was massive.
5 times anything that we've got that I know of in Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
But I like the vendor stuff. I like to go see stuff.
Well, it's kind of
And
neat
they like
seeing-
me this year, too.
Seeing
Yeah,
all
they
the vendors that like people who manufacture stuff and actually seeing them in person.
Oh,
there,
yeah,
you
yep.
know?
Yeah.
Like I follow all of them on Instagram, and they were all out there.
What was that? What was the name of that square we stopped in Deadwood where you saw that bike you wanted to see, Chris?
That was the Harley Davidson.
Something.
Yeah.
Stage or
Yeah.
That was the
square or
the
something.
new version of the Panhead or something, wasn't there?
Knucklehead.
Knucklehead,
They
yeah.
took a Milwaukee 8
Yeah.
and
Blockhead.
made it. Yeah, that was Blockhead Moto that did that one. Made it look like an old Knucklehead. Not just the engine. I mean, they solo seated the bike. They made the whole bike brand new flipping Harley. 2025 looked like a 1948 knuckle.
Oh, that was a brand new frame?
Yeah,
It was
that was a
cool.
brand new bike that they made look like an old school one.
I like that.
Places to sit down, chill out, watch the
beer.
music, look at the
Yep.
bikes.
Yep.
That was a good time. Yeah, that was
Music
really
was
cool.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, impressively good.
I think one of the other cool things was, Mike Patino's been a member of our group since the beginning, and we really don't get a chance to see him very much. He doesn't come on a lot of the rides and whatnot, but him being born and raised out here in Deadwood and getting Mount
yeah.
Roosevelt, that tour there. And
Yeah, how did we not talk about
some
Mount
of you guys got
Roosevelt?
when you went into town, you got a little bit of history of how
Oh, yeah.
Deadwood is really 10 feet below, or the original was like 10 feet below where it is right now because
Right.
of floods and fires. And I think getting to know Mike was really cool.
Mike was pointing out the fact he showed us his grade school.
Yep.
He showed us his high school.
Yep.
Then he's talking about the rodeo. I mean, all this stuff, all the history in the city, and just like it was not even prompted. It was just he just went on.
Yeah.
All
This
the
is
stuff,
this is yeah. It
stuff
was,
you wouldn't know about if you only
it was
went
great.
because of the motorcycle rally.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think for me, like a cool Masonic experience on this trip was I had been to Mount Moriah once before when I was out here, but it was before I was a Mason. So to go up to Mount Moriah Cemetery as a Mason and see where they had set up the Celestial Outdoor Lodge
Yep.
with all the brothers' graves laid out and
All the
everything
street
else.
names, too.
Yeah.
An altar with a holy Bible.
Everything had meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street name references and
Actually,
everything.
Seth Bullock, the first sheriff of Deadwood, was also a Mason, which
Yep.
we learned about at Deadwood number 7.
That's
Yep.
right.
And after having taken a very long walk up to see his gravesite at the
Oh, that was torture.
top of the cemetery.
That was interesting.
I mean,
you went up what?
we
How many
sto-
hundreds of feet?
Well, we stopped and we saw nature and animals
Yeah, the deer and
and stuff.
stuff.
So we stopped.
Yeah.
That was to catch your breath, Tom.
No, we didn't. We honestly saw deer at that point.
I'm sticking to my story. And Mike will back me on that one.
We did see deer at that point. We did.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. The rally was the event that brought us together here, but the culture, what we created amongst ourselves, that's the pinnacle, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at this.
We're definitely going home as a brotherhood within a brotherhood now.
Mhm.
And this isn't the first time Chris and I have traveled together, or Jeff and I have traveled together. And we've had a lot of fun every time, but this was on a completely different level.
Yeah.
The first time we went down to Cave Degree, Chris, it was just you and I.
Yep.
And last year when we went out there, it was the 4 of us. Now we brought 7 people out to Sturgis. Next, I want to bring 14 down to the Cave Degree.
Yeah. What makes it actually special for me is, you all know that I live in Reno now, right now for our work. I still live in Brookfield, but I've missed a lot of biking events, and, charity rides and stuff like that. So, but to plan this trip for as long as this trip's being planned, 2 years plus, and to look forward to this trip, and then to have the turnout that we had, and also the experiences we had, made it. I don't want to fly back Sunday.
I don't want to go back to work
Yeah.
on Thursday. What are you talking about?
But no,
I don't have to go to work.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
but it all holds a special place in my heart. So
Yeah, no, I'm going to remember this trip for a very long time.
yeah,
I've been out to Sturgis. This was my 3rd time now, and this was by far the best Sturgis experience I've had. So we crammed a lot in, but we got
well
to see
planned.
we got to see everything. You guys put together a hell of an itinerary.
Yeah,
Jeff
you
and
did.
Chris did. It was well laid out. We got to pretty much everything, and
We
yeah,
left
I think
on
we got a
time
chance
for
to see.
everything.
Yeah, exactly. We got a chance to see everything that everybody wanted to see. At least
Yeah.
that what I,
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and the best part is you guys who have been there before got to see new stuff too.
Yeah.
Everything was new for us, but you guys actually got to see some new stuff.
I had
too.
never been
Yep.
up to the top of Mount Roosevelt.
Yeah, me
that
neither.
was fun.
Yep.
I had
And the
never,
views were
Oh, yeah.
off the hook, man.
I had never been to the Chip either, so that was good.
The new full throttle.
Yeah, the new Full Throttle. Last time I was here was before Full Throttle burnt down.
Well, Hill City too. I mean, there ain't much in Hill City, but
Still nice to see.
for as many times as I've been out here, I mean, this is my 5th time to the Black Hills area, 3rd rally, but I never ever stopped in Hill City.
And
Ever.
Keystone too, right?
Yeah, we went through Keystone. That probably would have been the better one to stop through. To be honest.
Over
with you,
Hill
but-
City, yeah. I think I would put Keystone on the list for next year.
Yeah. Well, they don't have a Harley or
Not next
t-shirt
year.
shop.
Next time.
trip.
I'm
But it's right-
dreaming
we were
about
so
doing it
close,
again
right?
next year.
It was all we had to do was take it right instead of a left, and we would have been there.
Yeah.
Right. But we did get our 16 A pins for Iron Mountain Road.
Yeah.
And our stickers.
Yeah, we were looking for that the whole trip.
Yep.
Right.
Ever since
That's
we did
right.
Iron
We made a
Mountain
special
Road,
trip
we
into
were looking
Keystone
for
for a $7.99 patch.
Hey, I wanted that damn sticker in my tour pack. That bike's been a lot of damn places, and pretty much they're all represented inside the lid of that tour pack.
Yep.
16A is a big one. That's a fun road to ride. It's Iron Mountain Road, which we've already talked about for everybody listening. Sorry, but what is it? 17 miles, 314 curves, 3 pigtails,
26
2
switchbacks.
tunnels,
3 tunnels.
3 tunnels, 4
4
presidents. Yeah. No, that's
But for all the riding we did and all the goofs that we saw out on the road, right? I do think the Supreme Architect of the Universe was watching over and kept us all safe.
for sure.
Nobody got hurt, nobody got injured. Bikes all made it back in one piece, even for all the jerks that were out there.
Yeah.
So I think
And
there's something
Hideaway
said
Drive.
for that. And Hideaway Drive. That's right. That's right. 7 survived.
7 survived Hideaway Drive.
2025.
That was something else.
That was. It was an amazing trip, though. I'm sad it's over. Yet at the same time, my wife's prettier than all of you, so I'm happy to go.
Yeah, we would all agree with that.
100%.
Yo. Anything else? All right. We're going to leave it there. You guys have a great day. Make sure you're following us on social media. And as always, if you have anything you want to talk to us about, you can reach out at timeforfellowship@gmail.com. And Andrew will kill me if I don't mention it. Or the Discord channel.
And if you want to join the Low 12 Masonic Riders, probably one of the better groups out here, just let me, Matt, or Chris know.
Right. And you can use that same email, and I can pass it along to the Low 12 email. So, you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.